Hello, Squirrel Tribe. I have a little bit of better late than never information to share with you, and I want to show you guys this to start off with. You ready? You guys hear that applause? So look at how large this crowd is. All right, you guys see this? We don't need the volume anymore, but look at this crowd. So this is Tucker Carlson live. He was talking with Vivek Ramaswamy, and they had a special guest, and that special guest was Robert F. Kennedy Jr., RFK Jr. They announced him as a special guest, and the crowd went buck wild as expected. But I want you to notice how many people are there for Tucker Carlson. Kamala Harris could never. Kamala Harris could never. That many people were there to listen to Tucker Carlson and Vivek Ramaswamy. They did not even know that they were going to get RFK Jr. thrown into the mix. Good old Bobby, if you will, thrown into the mix there. That was on September 5th. Tons of people there to listen to Tucker Carlson. And yet, when Kamala Harris has a rally, she has to bus people in from other locations to show up to pretend to support her, which is absolutely crazy. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. This is going to be a shorter video. I have a longer one coming out after this one, but I want to talk to you about what just happened. Laura Loomer posted this a day ago. A 20-year-old Pakistani Muslim immigrant living in Canada, because let's not forget, there are illegal immigrants in Canada. There are issues in Canada, just like there are here in the United States. And as our northern neighbors, we need to pay attention to what is going on in their country as well. All right. So this Pakistani Muslim immigrant living in Canada was just arrested because he was plotting an Islamic terrorist attack against a Jewish center in Brooklyn, New York City, for the 1-year anniversary of October 7th. We are right around the corner, less than a month away from the 1-year anniversary of the start of everything between Israel, Palestine, Hamas, all that jazz that's going on over there and has seeped its way into our borders as well. Authorities say he planned on using fully automatic guns and a hunting knife to slit the throats of Jews. This is the wording that is coming out, right? Now, New York Times ran cover for Muslim immigrants by calling this terrorist a man instead of an Islamic immigrant terrorist. Like they like to phrase things a certain way, which we've talked about before. The publications, the mainstream media, they will use certain words to paint a picture in your head of either good or bad, depending on who they're talking about. When it came to the no tax on tips that Donald Trump himself stated he was going to implement once he becomes president, he's going to implement no tax on tips. They didn't say really much until Kamala Harris came out and stole Donald Trump's policy and said she's also going to do no tax on tips. And then you had CBS, same exact topic, one with Kamala, one with Donald Trump. They say with Kamala Harris's no tax on tips is great for the working man and woman and blah, 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 blah. Made it seem like it was the best thing since sliced bread. Donald Trump, they say Donald Trump's no tax on tips is a economic horror, will cost the country billions of dollars. Exact same policy, just two different people. And so they word it how they want to either help bolster Kamala Trump, good Lord, Michelle, come on, Kamala Harris, or to completely destroy Donald Trump. It is absolutely crazy to me how these are the people that are being paid to bring the news and information to the people of the United States. They're supposed to be unbiased. They're supposed to bring you just the facts. Me, I'm biased as hell. I know it, and I'm fully aware of it. I am an opinionated news-ish channel, but I am not a journalist. I am not paid by anybody to stick to a script, I think is how I really want to phrase that when it comes to mainstream media and publications. But the fact of the matter is, New York Times, they're calling this person a man instead of an Islamic immigrant terrorist, which is exactly what they should call him. Same as they don't want to call the illegal immigrants, the Venezuelan ones, the gang-related Venezuelan ones who are overtaking Aurora, Colorado, and in New York City or in Chicago and other places, they don't want to call them illegal immigrants. They just keep calling them people looking for a better way of life. Okay, then. Now, this is from the New York Times. Again, this is the headline here. Man accused of plot to kill Jews in New York on October 7th anniversary. A 20-year-old Pakistani citizen was arrested in Canada after plotting to carry out a mass shooting at a Jewish center in New York, according to the U.S. Justice Department. They phrase it in such a way that it's not supposed to trigger anybody's feelings or emotions or really let you know exactly what's going on, because they want to downplay the amount of illegal immigration we have here. They want to downplay the amount of homegrown and foreign and domestic, whatever word you want to use, terrorists. And it's crazy to me that the New York Times would title things this way to sugarcoat what is actually going on. So I wanted to bring that to your attention because there have been a lot of plots lately. July 13th, Butler, Pennsylvania, a lot of plots lately against people. And it's important to know that it is being glossed over. It is being sugar-coated. It is being toned down so as not to, I don't even want to say so as not to alarm the citizens. It's mostly to not bring attention to the actual issues that we have. They want to downplay it so you don't realize what an issue it really is. Now, we talked yesterday about Donald Trump's sentencing and how it got pushed from September 18th into November because of the conflict of interest between Kamala Harris paying money to Juan Merchan's daughter, to her home residence because she is who's in charge of her online campaign. A lot of conflict of interest there. But according to Charlie Kirk, this is important to me. Donald Trump's sentencing was the last predictable big event Democrats could look forward to as a way to hurt Donald Trump. Now it's gone. So what do they have left? One possibility we've never had to consider before, a fake October surprise. The technology now exists to produce an audio recording of Trump saying something offensive or criminal, which sounds entirely real to the untrained ear, but is actually fake. 4 years ago, intelligence experts and the press nakedly lied about the Hunter Biden laptop, calling it a Russian fake when it was obviously real and censoring the story. If they feel desperate enough about this election, what are the odds they could do the opposite? Run interference for a deepfake, calling it real, or at the least impossible to disprove. I don't know what the left has planned, but we have to be ready for anything because they are capable of anything. And we know this, right? We know that they are capable of anything. Everything that has happened for the last couple months has been just horrific against Donald Trump and nothing towards Kamala Harris. Donald Trump, has not retaliated in any way whatsoever when he could have. He has kept his cool. He's been like, listen, comrade, Kamala Harris, whatever he wants to call her, that's the worst he has done. He could easily try to press charges against Biden-Harris administration for all of the slander, for all of the blatant lies that they are posting on X. The same administration, Biden-Harris, who, especially Harris, talking about it a lot now, who wants to do away with X because they say that it's got false information. They're the same ones blatantly lying on the platform about Donald Trump, about his policies, about Project 2025, which is not a Donald Trump project. It is absolutely crazy to me. I put nothing past them. The fact that the Democrats pulled a coup and knocked Joe Biden off the Democrat ballot and then plopped Kamala Harris down on it, that lets you know already they have no scruples and they are willing to do anything and everything to stay in power. And it's absolutely crazy to me that the closer we get to the November election, the more we're going to see this absolute trash from the left trying to destroy how people view not just Donald Trump, but Republicans and conservatives and the right in general. So again, when we have that video of Tucker Carlson and Vivek Ramaswamy having a sit down talk on Tucker Carlson Live, his touring version of it, and that massive crowd, and they bring out RFK Jr., that is huge because you can go after a person. They're going to go after Donald Trump all day long. But the problem is now there's so many big names and big people that the populace trust because of who they are and what they've proven themselves to be, that it's hard to go after an entire group. They now have to go after Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson, Vivek Ramaswamy, RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, and numerous others, right? And over on the left, now you have Liz and Dick Cheney joining them. Is that really something you're proud of? Democrats, like, really? Okay. So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen the next couple months, like I said, with everything that's going on. And I think it's important for all of us to always take everything with a grain of salt. Do not believe the very first thing you see. Ask yourself questions. Does this seem real? Does this seem fake? Is there a way to prove this is real? Is there a way to prove this is fake? That's what I generally do before I bring you guys anything. I have to ask myself, is this something that I 100% believe to be true? Because I don't want to bring you guys anything that's false. And I feel like we're going to see a lot more coming out in the next couple weeks of the left trying to deepfake everybody on the right. I think that's the right way to phrase that, deepfake. Like they're going to try to make it seem like Donald Trump has done something he hasn't done, which they've been doing for years. Let's be fully honest here. But we have to keep your eye on the prize, I think is what I want to go through. Keep your eye on the prize. The prize being a conservative in the White House, as opposed to this radical liberal left that's trying to take over our country. If Kamala Harris gets into the White House, the United States of America as we know it is done. And this isn't me trying to like scare anybody or cause anxiety or anything like that, but it is the blatant truth. The United States as we know it is completely done. Kamala Harris will destroy this country. She may just be the puppet. Barack Obama could have his hand straight up her ass right now and somebody else above pulling the strings and they're all working together. But the fact of the matter is, if Democrats stay in power, we are done. So please keep that in mind or take into consideration when you're looking at things on the news, whether it's mainstream media, whether it's YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, wherever, the articles that you're reading in newspapers and publications, what you're talking about with your friends and hearing amongst people out in the streets or at work or whatever else. Just keep everything in mind and make your own informed decision. What you feel in your soul, in your gut is the actual best option, not just for yourself, but your friends, your family, your entire country when it comes to November 5th. That's all I can really ask of you guys. I have more for you in just a little bit about some breaking news from yesterday, but I wanted to bring this to you today because I didn't get to it yesterday and it was very important in my opinion. Squirrel Tribe, I love y'all immensely. I hope you are having a great day and I will see you again shortly. Goodbye.